Hello everyone, it's time for another EU News Update, and we have so much to talk about today. As always, for any merchandise you see in this video, there will be links in the description if you want to either buy or pre-order them. First off, we have some really sad news regarding the executive director of LegendsCon, Katherine Winchell. She was recently in a serious car accident and has been hospitalized, facing multiple surgeries. I had the opportunity to meet her at LegendsCon. She's a very kind person and a huge member of the Star Wars community, supporting several fan costuming groups over the years. If you want to help, there is a link in the description for her GoFundMe page for her hospital bills. If you aren't able to donate, then please help by sharing it around. Thank you. In happier news, the Twin Suns Foundation held a fundraiser last month to donate Star Wars books for their first international locations, 2 children's hospitals in Toronto, Canada. The goal of the fundraiser was $800, but Twin Suns exceeded that by a lot, thanks to some very generous contributors. By the end of the fundraiser, Twin Suns Foundation was able to raise $1,070. That just means even more Star Wars books being donated for those kids. Thank you to everyone who helped donate. I hope all future fundraisers are just as successful as this one. In book news, we have a lot to talk about. On October 24th, Wave 8 of the Essential Legends collection was released. The books in this wave consist of Jedi, Republic Commando True Colors, The Old Republic Annihilation, and The Courtship of Princess Leia. All these books will be reprinted with new covers in the trade paperback format. Now for a while, these Essential Legends waves also included the release of an unabridged audiobook for the very first time. But for the past few waves, Del Rey stopped releasing them, and fans were pretty upset and confused as to why. But on October 10th, they suddenly revealed that new Unabridged Legends audiobooks are back on the menu. Outbound Flight, Survivor's Quest, and Courtship of Princess Leia are all set to come out in December, while Jedi and Yoda Dark Rendezvous are coming out in 2024. It was a real shame when it seemed like we weren't going to get any more audiobooks. It made me think that they weren't selling well or something. Well, they just announced this huge batch all at once, and that just makes me hopeful that we're going to receive even more in the future. And speaking of the Essential Legends collection, Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void is going to be the first to receive an exclusive hardcover edition. It's signed by the author and is limited to 500 numbered copies. The pages are blue, and the symbol of the Jedi Order is displayed on the back cover. This limited hardcover edition is now available for pre-order. In other book news, and this might have already been known for a while, but I just recently found out about it, Star Wars kids books like Jedi Apprentice and Jedi Quest are being reprinted in Asian markets with brand new cover art and the Legends banner. This is mind-boggling to me. I've been wanting these harder to find, out-of-print children's books reprinted for a long time now, even before the Disney buyout. Why doesn't this exist in America? I can only hope that we get them one day. On October 31st, 2023, we will be receiving Star Wars Legends The Empire Omnibus Volume 2. And just like with Volume 1, I will be getting it and reviewing it on this channel. The galaxy's darkest days are here. In the months after Revenge of the Sith, Darth Vader continues his relentless pursuit of the surviving Jedi. Then join C-3PO and R2-D2's search for a new master as they face pirates, monsters, and evil droids, plus the earliest adventures of young Han Solo and Lando Calrissian. Volume 2 consists of Dark Times Fire Carrier, Dark Times A Spark Remains, Darth Vader and the Ninth Assassin, Darth Vader and the Cryo Shadows, several Droids comics, and material from Star Wars Visionaries, Tales, Dark Horse Presents Annual 99, and Galaxy Magazine Issue 1. The Empire Volume 2 is now available for pre-order. On October 18th, France received the paperback and the collector's edition of Rise of the Sith Volume 2. Discover the secrets of the Phantom Menace, a saga accompanied by 4 one-shots dedicated to Anakin Skywalker, Queen Amidala, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon Jinn. A mini-series dedicated to Darth Maul, and short stories about Mace Windu, Yoda, and Jar Jar Binks complete the program. It is 488 pages long and is now available to purchase. In merchandise news, we have a few things to go over. As of October 25th, the Starkiller Black Series figure and the Darth Vader from A New Hope Black Series figure are now available for pre-order. The Darth Vader figure is part of an archive-like line of best of/greatest hits, and is not part of any set wave. The Starkiller figure is the same one from the Starkiller vs. Stormtrooper set, only this is just the figure itself, without the Stormtroopers and the Force effects, if you didn't happen to care about any of that. According to yakface.com, the upcoming Ki-Adi-Mundi figure has been spotted on the auction site Vinted. Keep an eye out because it will probably be available for pre-order soon. Next year, a buildable R2-D2 is set to be released, but it is also rumored to include, of all things, a Darth Malak minifigure. Supposedly, a lot of these Star Wars LEGO sets will also include a special minifigure next year. And for whatever reason, R2-D2 and Darth Malak are being included together. But this is a rumor, so what do they say? Take it with a grain of salt. Hasbro is launching a new line under the Black Series banner, dubbed the Holocom Collection. As the name implies, the figures will feature a clear hologram-style deco, which will be enhanced by a holopuck that will illuminate the figure from below. Everyone's favorite smuggler, Han Solo, will be one of the first releases in this collection, and he is now available for pre-order. Luke Skywalker carrying Yoda on his back, as seen in Empire Strikes Back, is going to be released by Gentle Giant as a mini-bust. You can almost hear Yoda delivering lessons to Luke Skywalker as you look at this 1/6 scale mini-bust of the pair training on Dagobah. With Yoda in Luke's backpack, the duo measure 6 inches atop a black pedestal, and are limited to only 3,000 pieces. It comes packaged with a numbered certificate of authenticity in a full-color box. The mini-bust is now available for pre-order, and is set to be released in Q2 of 2024. There is currently an ongoing Kickstarter project for a documentary that is centered on the Ewok spin-off films, YUB NUB The Forgotten Ewok Adventures. Nearly 40 years after the making of Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure, its star, Eric Walker, has never given anyone the rights to release any of his personal material until today. During the production of Caravan of Courage, the children in the cast had to balance their schoolwork with acting in the film, so during their time on the set, Lucasfilm decided that it might be an educational experience for the older children Eric Walker and Warwick Davis to be given their own camera to use between takes. This is where a large chunk of the behind-the-scenes material comes from. Warwick and Eric went around the set, interviewing cast and crew, as well as filming shot setups, and of course, messing around in between takes. This material has been sitting in storage for years since its recording. For the first time ever, this documentary will uncover great new stories for the Star Wars legacy. This documentary needs a lot more funding to hit its goal, so if this is something that interests you, I encourage you to contribute and spread the link around. In video game news, we have so much to talk about. First off, the KOTOR remake trailer posted by Sony and tweets mentioning it have been scrubbed from the internet. This caused a lot of people to question what happened. Is this them quietly admitting that the game is being cancelled? Eventually, a Sony spokesperson came out and said that this was no big deal, and it was just due to assets being delisted because the music license had expired. Is that true? I have absolutely no idea. But as if the remake didn't have enough drama behind the scenes as it is. In other mysterious video game happenings, a Twitter user noticed that the original Force Unleashed from 2008 just got an update. This spawned a number of theories. It could just be the game being optimized on newer backwards compatible hardware like the Series X, but what if they are secretly adding new content or something? It's probably nothing major, but it can be fun to speculate. Aspyr hasn't ported any new games to the Nintendo Switch in a while, but they did announce a physical release of the 7 Star Wars games that are on the Switch, at least here in North America. It's $60 for the whole package, though KOTOR 1 and 2 will be digital downloads. Honestly, not too bad of a deal if you haven't purchased these games already, given the fact that Aspyr hasn't had a lot of wins lately, with the KOTOR remake, the KOTOR 2 DLC debacle, and the fact that they haven't ported anything new in over a year. This is at least some decent news for a change. It is set to be released on December 8th and is now available for pre-order. Maybe if this is successful, they will start porting Star Wars games again. However, if they don't, perhaps Night Dive Studios will take their place by remastering old Star Wars games instead. As you may already know, they've announced that they are remastering the original Star Wars Dark Forces, and it looks quite amazing. And now we have a release date, February 28, 2024, the 29th anniversary of the original game's release, and it will be available across all modern platforms and the PC. In an issue of Retro Gamer magazine, Night Dive said that this was their chance to prove themselves to Lucasfilm. To me, that sounds like they would like to do remasters of other retro Star Wars games, which I am here for. Movie Duels, a remastered edition of the original 2009 Movie Duels 2 mod for Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, with updated maps, models, sounds, and various other improvements, have announced Tales of the Galaxy Season 2, Legend of Revan, is now officially in progress. I'm assuming that this will entail a massive focus on the Knights of the Old Republic storyline. Hopefully this is one Coder-related project that doesn't get cancelled in some way. Halloween is around the corner, and that means that for Star Wars Galaxy's Legends, the Galactic Moon Festival is back. Take down the evils of the Dead Forest that have returned to torment Kashyyyk for another Galactic Moon Festival. Journey back to the Dead Forest for new riddles, new rewards, and familiar friends and foes. The Sayormi spirits are again running amok, and it's up to brave festival goers to keep evil in check near the haunted tree. Discover the secrets of the undead Chubafly, acquire your own spooky pumpkin helmet, drive back the Sayormi Ghost Queen and her minions to bring another year of peace to the restless souls wandering the Dead Forest. There's also Jabba's Menagerie of Mayhem, Zosferatu's Pumpkin Conundrum, a galactic pet show on Theed, and much more on Star Wars Galaxy's Legends. In SWTOR news, Game Update 7.4 storyline is called Chains in the Dark. Following the showdown between Shae Vizsla and Hedda Cole in Game Update 7.2, players will be returning to Ord Mantell to explore a small provincial island called Kessen's Landing, to face the Hidden Chain Strike Team head-on. Players will be meeting some familiar faces, and be introduced to a new character in their journey on Kessen's Landing. Ras Ordo, Arn Perloon, Captain Blythe, Gizmil Gam, and Darth Krovos will be returning in 7.4, and players will be meeting Petra Nyram, a citizen of Kessen's Landing. Lane Vizsla's story continues in Game Update 7.4 in a series of missions that follows the events of Showdown on Ranuk. Throughout these missions, players will be meeting Lane Vizsla herself, an expert in droid history called the Curator, and an assassin droid HK-24 unit. To celebrate Update 7.4, you can redeem code LOTS Vizsla on SWTOR's main website to get a Shae Vizsla Stronghold decoration, and players who have not previously obtained the Hedda Cole decoration will also get this deco with the code. And Rob Denton, the president of Broadsword Games, promised that he, along with executive director Keith Koenig, that SWTOR will continue to grow and thrive to be the game that you all love. And finally, on ScreenRant.com, Disney CEO Bob Iger is feeling overwhelmed and exhausted as the company faces box office failures, reduced Disney Plus subscribers, and decreased attendance at Disney World. He came out of retirement to save the company, but Disney has lost an estimated $900 million due to underperforming movies this year. And let's not forget about the Galactic Starcruiser Hotel that came crashing to a close last month. My suggestion is to continue Star Wars Legends. Listen to me, Bob. I can save your company. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comments below.